Welcome to New York.
So I'm here with Adam Newman from Tamashii Nations and Bandai and Bluefin and all that fun kind of stuff. And we're here at New York Comic Con at the incredibly busy Bluefin Tamashii booth. You guys have been having a great convention this year, it looks like.
Yeah, this is our first time that we really came out to New York at full force. We've been really going after San Diego Comic Con, and we were here last year, but not to this level. I mean, we really tried to take it to another level this year. Our booth is actually bigger than the booth we had in San Diego.
Oh, nice.
And we tried some new things to highlight some areas that were specifically popular amongst our fans in the U.S. market right now.
Yeah, because you guys have been doing something that I find quite amazing. Is you've been making a lot of the Tamashii stuff, like SH Figuarts and D-Arts and stuff like that, very accessible to North American buyers, which has always been a barrier for the last couple of years.
Well, it hasn't even just been about accessibility. I mean, we've been doing some stuff in this past year that has basically been making stuff accessible only to the U.S. that's not accessible anywhere else, which is the first time. So going to D-Arts, what we had with the metallic version of Mega Man X, basically you can't get that anywhere outside the U.S. Bluefin is the exclusive distributor for that, and that was kind of a memorial item just for San Diego Comic-Con, and we're offering some limited quantities afterwards, but it's basically just for the U.S. market. The other area that we've really been going after with SH Figuarts, and a lot of people complain with this line that they can't get Tamashii Nations exclusives, but that's not just the U.S. I mean, Asia as well, and Europe, you can't get it. In the future, we're of course thinking about doing it Tamashii Web. We're just not at that level yet with the U.S. market. Our category has been around for 10 years, or over 10 years. Actually, we've been around for 13 now. 1997 is when we kicked off our category with Soul of Chogoki.
Yes.
And Tamashii Nations wasn't even officially branded until about 3.5 years ago when we formed our own department. So we still have time to go, a lot of things to do before we make those Tamashii Webs exclusive, completely available. But in the same end, we've been looking at trends in the U.S. market, and we've been listening to feedback for fans. And the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball line is all about the U.S. market. We are making it specifically for the U.S. Now, you can get those in Asia and in Japan via Tamashii Web, the Tamashii Web shop, but they're offered nowhere else. On the open market, they are not offered in Japan. Yeah. So the only way you could shop for normal price retail at a retail store is via the U.S. market, and it's only coming from Bluefin. So Dragon Ball SH Figuarts has basically been made for the U.S. fans. And all the releases that we have when we decide who's coming out next is basically determined on feedback from our U.S. fan base.
That's awesome. I mean, a lot of this stuff is like the Dragon Ball thing, or even the fact that you've on your Facebook you mentioned just a poll of would you like to eventually see web exclusives. Just the fact that that's happening is, to me, very amazing. Because I got into Figuarts when it launched. I was in Japan for the launch somehow. And so I've been with it since the beginning, and I've seen it become this highly sought-after line. So to see this much support, on this end of the coast has been fantastic from all the fans.
Well, Figuarts, D-Arts, and now even SH Monsterarts with Godzilla items. This sort of action figure category hasn't really been around. I mean, Revoltech was kind of following along with the pricing down area, taking out accessories to make a certain price point. We're going the opposite way. We're adding accessories. We're experimenting with composite materials. We're adding die-cast to even some of the Figuarts. Another success we've had with SH Figuarts now is actually Tiger and Bunny, and that's a focus in this event in particular. We started to hear the news that the U.S. fan base is really into it. Sunrise and Viz were communicating to us the success they've been having here, and we've looked at other events and we've seen, people cosplaying as, Kotetsu and some of the main characters, and it's so amazing to see something trend so evenly across, on a global level. And we did something special here for this event is, we have to wait for these figures to go across the Pacific, and especially the East Coast, then again to travel to the East Coast to get here. So the official release date for the Wild Tiger SH Figuarts is not for another few weeks. So we aired in some just for the fans here to get up for a pre-sale, and those went really well. I mean, they went really quick, but they're sold out. And it was great to see so many people just gather around, not just the SH Figuarts, but our also we have our Chibi Arts and our Deforme Meister Pucci that we have out there, the little trading figures as well. And the fan reaction is great because we see not just our guy fans out there, but guys and girls evenly. Absolutely. Which is the same thing happening in Japan. Really excited about Tiger and Bunny. And with SH Monsterarts, that's the other focus here. We've made 3 dioramas. One of them is we've had actually from San Diego, but we specifically made a diorama for this event where the Godzilla figures, Godzilla and Mechagodzilla, are destroying the Javits Convention Center. And that's, basically we wanted to focus in on this show and do that just for this show. And we also brought a special diorama we had at one of our Tamashii Features events in Akihabara, and also later we did it in Hong Kong, brought it there. Now we're bringing on a caravan, and that's focusing on Space Godzilla. And so we kind of Tamashii Nations past with San Diego, present here, and future with Space Godzilla. People are wondering when that's coming out, but we're thinking about 2012 release for Space Godzilla, getting a lot of feedback about that.
Excellent, yeah.
But currently right now we have the Godzilla coming out with 29 points of articulation with Monsterarts, and Mechagodzilla with die-cast, so everybody's really excited
fantastic.
about that. And again, using the same sort of formula as SH Figuarts with lots of accessories as well. We have a bonus fire breath accessory with a stand that's going to come with it, only with the first production wave. Cool. So there'll be a lot of accessories in there as well.
Well, this is all just wonderful to hear, because I'm as I said before, I'm so used to Tamashii products being something I had to go on the internet at 4 in the morning to try to get a hold of in a timely fashion, and but particularly bringing Wild Tiger out here after the mass shortages in Japan, and not only online stores. It was a fantastic surprise for a lot of people I spoke to. So you guys are doing some great stuff here. I had one other specific question. I was curious if you guys had any involvement in a recent thing that happened where Bandai of America was providing the Shinkenger Figuarts to Toys R Us.
They asked us to do that because they're having a good run right now with Saban Entertainment, and the Samurai series over here is doing quite well. So
awesome.
We had provided to them. Due to licensing issues, we pretty much put it in their hands, and they're going to be releasing Shinken Red now. That should be across lots of different distribution venues, even including Toys R Us, I believe.
Oh, yes,
so this will be the first Power Rangers official release. In addition to that, our core lines here it's interesting though to see the success with Kamen Rider here, especially because it's not syndicated anywhere. You know what I mean? Dragon Knight was, and that's been a very popular one. The new key release, Nuki and Dragon Rider, we brought here, and it's been amazing. But also we've seen interesting things. I mean, Shadow Moon has been very popular, and the Black RX. We also flew in Amazon just for this event, and so some of the Kamen Rider, we're seeing an interesting trend with, and I don't understand why, but we like it, which is a lot of Transformer figures collectors and people who are collecting things that are completely unrelated to tokusatsu or live action, getting into Kamen Rider SH Figuarts. Now we have the Forze series coming out, and there's a lot of hype around that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so that's been a real surprise to us. I mean, we know Power Rangers have been around, but we see this surgence of just fans who are really into the Kamen Rider titles.
I'm really glad you guys are seeing that, because Kamen Rider the fan base over here, it's been small but steadily growing over the last 5 years or so, exponentially.
We notice it.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to divert to something else that we noticed just with this event that we didn't have even 3 months back at San Diego is One Piece seems to be becoming much more popular. And our Figuarts Zero, which is not an articulated series, there's been a lot of people asking for it. With the New World plot that just came out, the animation, I guess, is becoming more and more popular in the U.S., and that's great to hear, because our biggest title right now, as far as character title in Japan, is One Piece, actually. Awesome. And we have a lot of different One Piece figures that are come out. So the Figuarts Zero line is, I know fans are going to be really happy about that in the U.S. as well. So One Piece, it's great to see the rise in popularity, and with Kamen Rider, which is a mystery to me still, because there's no syndication.
It's been word
at
of
least
mouth,
with One Piece, you can view it on Funimation, and with Tiger and Bunny, it's on Hulu and Viz Media, and there's no really official place to watch Kamen Rider right now, but there's such a hunger for it, and it is really interesting to see. We're so happy that Toei has given us the rights to release this in the U.S.
I was so pleased to see Kamen Rider on Amazon.com, because Kamen Rider it's been such a strange franchise in terms of domestic licensing.
Right.
That to see that support put behind it is really encouraging.
The fans want it so much, they'll watch it no matter however they can get it, they'll watch it.
Yeah.
And we're just thankful we were able to get the official license to it. Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, it's all over the internet. And here in New York, even, we're doing special displays right now in the city. There's some beautiful storefronts. Forbidden Planet, Image Anime, they carry a lot of our line, and we have a great display set up there. And also Midtown Comics, we have a display over there as well.
Awesome.
Even in Kinokuniya, we did a little window display. And now we're looking forward to do a display. We don't have one on now, but we're looking forward to do a special Godzilla display in Toy Tokyo. There's a lot of local shops that have been supportive here, not just online, but comic shops and anime shops. And a lot of people don't know that a lot of these shops carry our officially imported product. And
it's great because, and I think that the word's getting out really well, because it used to be, if you saw Tamashii product on a shelf, it was hand imported and carried across the border.
There's certain things like with the Tamashii web shop, there's certain items like unfortunately Macross where we're not able to get the license for. But for the most part, and it's been a really successful years with getting new licenses here, Saint Seiya has been phenomenal, and that's been a huge surprise as well. I work with the Latin America markets as well, and that was a no-brainer. But we were shocked to see how fast this is growing in the U.S. And figure collectors who weren't even into the original anime series love the amount of accessories, the die cast, and they're going for it. I guess there's a large community here of people who have watched it. I don't know when they maybe for cousins that live in certain Latin American countries, or people with certain Asian backgrounds who have cousins in China, because internationally Saint Seiya has been our biggest property. Outside Japan and Europe it's huge. In Asia it's huge, mainland Asia, and all throughout Latin America. We never thought of the U.S. as a core market for Seiya, and the popularity, just like Kamen Rider, another mystery for us, has been rising. So we're getting to levels here that are even close to Mexico, which has been one of our core markets. So,
that's wonderful.
And we're so happy that we were able to, Toy Anime granted us the license, so we're watching big growth with that line as well.
Wow. Well, that's fantastic to hear. You guys, the display here already is fantastic to see, and I can only imagine that the level of support and the way you guys have been interacting online, it seems like something that just is gonna. It seems like it's gonna grow over the next year.
It's still. Online we're still, our presence is very viral still, to tell you the truth. But our Facebook page, I really urge anybody to go over, and Bluefin's done an excellent job with the Bluefin Tamashii Nations USA Facebook page. And their information is extremely up-to-date, very relevant for the U.S. market. So they'll highlight on Monsterarts, SH Monsterarts, Tiger and Bunny. They talked about the in-store displays that we had, our booth, and they do even polls about, which Dragon Ball figure that you want next. And we take that to heart. We're even doing surveys here at the event. We really listen to what the fans want. We can't always get it to them, but it's my goal, at least to really listen to what the fans are saying and try to answer some of their requests.
Well, I have two questions from followers on Twitter that they very specifically wanted me to bring up with you guys. They're questions I have as well, but and certainly I know there's a lot of background behind these. The first one being a follow-up on your the work you've been doing with Bandai of America with Samurai. People have been wondering if this is indicative of the rest of the team who were web exclusives being available in Toys R Us at some point, or if because they were web exclusives, they're still off the charts.
The web exclusives will still be off the charts. Bandai America will not be able to import it because they're not offered to any. Toys R Us in Japan doesn't even have access to web shop exclusives, and I know that's been a point of concern. But yeah, it doesn't mean anything as far as the online Sentai SH Figuarts exclusives. They definitely won't be coming in via Bandai America. They definitely won't be going into Toys R Us here because they're not in Toys R Us and anywhere else in the world.
Exactly.
To tell you the truth, a lot of our product is not in Toys R Us here, and this would be the first. Our distribution up till now has really been focusing on the non-mass exclusive. That's where we want to go. Comic shops, we're looking at anime shops, online toy specialty shops. That's where we want to look out for. We don't want to be in Walmart. We do not want to be in Target. We don't want it to be in any sort of distribution outlet that we think will cheapen our brand, where undue pressure will be put upon us from a retail to lower a price point for us to take out accessories and take out value from the product.
Absolutely.
We're not trying to make a $9.99 blister product here.
And
we're making a window box stuff where we're adding extra accessories. And the Robot Spirits line has been about that, and it's been a tough one for the US because it's tough to perceive that value of a $40, $50 product that doesn't have die cast. But what it does has, it has composite materials. The joints are made out of palm. It has a lot of accessories. The Wing Zero comes with a stand. The wings are beautiful. They're articulated. This is a robot action figure of a certain caliber that hasn't really been done before. And we would never want to go back to the MS in action where Toys R Us is. Toys R Us back in the day when Wing was really big, they sold a lot. They sold around, I heard something like $40 million worth of Gundam action figures, but there was pressure put upon us to tone it down and make it a cheaper looking action figure. We don't want to go that direction anymore.
And that's definitely been proven in, I mean, granted, you said, Bandai of America really took the helm on it, but with the Figuarts that were brought over, they've been spotted on shelves already, and they're practically untouched. They in fact have a new instruction sheet created for the American buyer.
They do. We're working with them and they're communicating with us on it. We don't know how it will go because, our core, like I said, is not mass, not some of the bigger national. We are looking at some national chains, but we want to look at distribution outlets that are more reflective of the quality that we're pursuing with our product.
Oh, definitely though. If the opportunity arises, I know there are many fans who are totally okay with seeing more stuff appear under the Power Ranger label should Super Sentai continue to proliferate under Figuarts.
That's great feedback to hear. Thank you for letting me know. I mean, we're going to continue communicating with Bandai America on this, and it's great that there was a break for a while, and there was a change of hands from Disney to Saban.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful that it went back to Saban. They're really taking a lot of efforts to re-nurture the brand. It's doing extremely well. But our core fans know not only the Power Rangers, they look at it as Sentai, and they're not. I mean, they want the Gokaiger stuff right now. They're not just into what's coming out here in the U.S. That's going to be a big. It's a big task for me in the future is how to find that balance where we could actually get them. They want the Japanese package too. I mean, we have to be honest here. And so hopefully someday we'll be able to release out, just like we're doing with Kamen Rider, we're doing with 4s, and like we did with O's. We'll be able to release that timely, where we'll be able to release the most up-to-date Sentai series simultaneous, like we're doing with Kamen Rider here, regardless of what's being localized here. But at the same time, even if we localize it, to have that happen at the same time and market it, as a Power Ranger Samurai item at the same time. But we really do want to work on that same time period. Where
the time period thing is very important, I feel. I've heard
for
from
our
a lot
consumers.
of folks,
I mean, we're very specific. I mean, our category is ages 15 and up. Our fan base they're adult consumers. They're very internet savvy. All of our fans know what's happening in Japan. If they can't read Japanese, it doesn't matter. They're running through translation software. They're looking at our Tamashii Nations Japan site. They know the most up-to-date contact. I mean, with the current state of information technology, it's just unavoidable that they're going to know what's going on in Japan, and we would love to deliver that hard product to them at the same time. Of course, it takes time for the boat to go across the Pacific, but at least for a product announcement and official release announcement to be at the same time.
Do you think pre-orders could happen around the same time?
Well, they are right now. That's what we do. Well, not for Power Rangers, but for Kamen Rider, that's exactly what we're doing. When this Tamashii news release comes out, when all the solicitation info comes out, that goes to all of our retailers in the Japan market, that information is being posted at the exact same time.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and some of the online retailers are hitting it right, like down to the second here in the U.S.
That's been a point that was brought up to me in conversation and Twitter is that the fact that the closer those pre-order windows coalesce together, the more people have got. Because right now a lot of people feel like the first site to put up a pre-order, that's where I want to go. And as soon as that all closes together, I think it's just gonna up the.
It's unfortunate now that people are. It's sad, and I've met with some customers today. Who've come to us with product and they say, well, my package is a little dirty. And we look at where they bought it, and they bought it from Ami Ami. And we can't offer them any local customer support because it doesn't have a Bluefin sticker on it. If they would have bought it at Big Bad Toy Store, which started placing pre-orders for the product at the exact same time as Ami Ami, we would be able to offer that customer service support, and they wouldn't have paid that extra money for shipping costs, which paying EMS shipping to import right now with the Japan exchange rate.
The exchange rate.
It's under 80 yen, or for the dollar right now. So you're looking at if you're paying EMS, like I don't know, it would be 1,500 yen to import. You're looking at over $20.
I totally
Why
feel
pay that? Why not just go to one of our official online retailers here that's posting for pre-order at the same time? You will have to wait an additional 3 weeks to a month, but you'll be able to secure your pre-order. You will not have to pay for shipping. You'll be saving a lot of money. And if there is an issue with the product, there will be customer service support available for you locally.
Well, I think the customer service thing, it's a very important thing to get out. I wasn't aware of that myself, and I think a lot of it also comes from so many of us have the habit ingrained over the last 2 or 3 years of
to go to a Hobby Link or an Ami.
Exactly,
and for some items where we don't have the license here, the customer may not have the choice, but they should look at one thing I could recommend is looking at our Facebook site, and that really is going to highlight some of the more popular items and really focus on what's being solicited. Also, do check, Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store. A lot of, the stores I mentioned here in New York will be taking the pre-orders at the same time. But Forbidden Planet, Midtown Comics, and Image Anime, who also has a great online shop as well. They'll all be handling this at the exact same time frame.
Oh, excellent. Just going off that, the last question I've had brought up, and it's one actually I brought up myself in brief communications with you guys on social media, is what can Canadian fans do to raise awareness and have our own country's retailers?
Are you from Canada?
I am, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, we don't. I'm actually not familiar with our distribution into Canada right now, but I'm not familiar with what comic shops are big right now. I don't know. As far as social media is concerned, I mean, to look at the same Facebook site, we look at the North America as a singular market right now, and Bluefin, our official distributor here too, officially has Canada as well as a territory. So anything we're doing here in the U.S. Should be reciprocated officially in Canada.
Okay.
So all the postings to Facebook basically should be relevant for the Canadian market.
So
I'm sorry, I was saying U.S. And it is. Maybe we should rename our Facebook Bluefin Tamashii Nations North America. That would probably be more suiting.
Because as I understood it, one part of it is one part of it is that Amazon.com currently has no setup for Canadians to get into
they don't.
products.
Okay.
And I know that's not your guys' fault at
do
all.
they have another option? I don't know at the other retailers. I would look into what other online retailers carrying our stuff here that does have it. I don't have I would need to discuss with Bluefin and see what they have, but they do definitely have official accounts in Canada.
That's already great news to hear, because some of us were worried you guys weren't even cleared to go.
Diamond Comics is also carrying our product now on previews. This just started a few months ago.
Oh, excellent.
So which means that their network of comic shops in Canada, and it is listed in previews as North America, will also be carrying all of our products as well.
So one would definitely it would be a boon to contact one's local comic shop and
yeah, definitely. I would definitely recommend that. And the previews that comes out and it's in comic shops, every month. Well, now they started out with Monsterarts, and then we just started expanding into Figuarts, and now they're pretty much taking the full line.
Excellent.
So hopefully we're looking to maybe kind of make it more visible to fans within the previews page. They could go to their local comic shop, look at the previews, and basically inquire with their local comic shop on what's going to come in for Diamond. And their distribution, of course, is very thorough in Canada.
And it would maybe be a good thing for Canadian fans to do to contact any of our favorite online dealers and perhaps ask them if they can get in contact with Bluefin and try to figure something out for a relationship? Or?
Certainly. Bluefin is our official distributor, so if there are any retailers in Canada that want to open direct accounts right now, Bluefin is looking after North America territory right now.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and our licenses do cover Canada. So they'd be encouraged to definitely go to Bluefin and contact them.
Well, this has been wonderful, because this has actually filled in a lot of knowledge gaps I had. And I feel like, as you said, definitely the one thing standing in your guys' way right now is how viral your information is. Yeah. But at the same time, this is the best way to get it out if it's viral, is word of mouth.
We used to have an English official website. We don't have that right now. And the best way to get information, and we're hoping, of course, for more fans, is to go to the Bluefin Tamashii Nations USA Facebook page. Like us, and the information is very. Bluefin's doing a wonderful job with getting the most up-to-date information on there.
And you guys are on Twitter as well? And,
yes, they're on Twitter as well. Yeah, and that's all that information's there on that Facebook page.
Well, a bunch of us have been trying our best to get the information out because, as I said, a lot of us who have been into this since 2008, we saw this as just a fantastic opportunity for this to be made more accessible for new people and less difficult for those of us still in on it.
Well, it's people like you who are really helping, because I have to say, in my position, it's very difficult to logistically to arrange, information dispersal and promotion. I'm based in Japan. I mean, we're keeping our product as authentic as possible. We're bringing it here to the U.S. Exact same package. It is the exact same product. But one of the things we do need to do more of is make our fans more familiar with what's actually coming out. And so we're looking into the best ways to do that. I think you definitely are one of the best ways to do that.
Well, thank you very much.
And we really appreciate, you know, giving everybody the heads up on what's coming out.
Oh no, I try to spread the word when I can if I hear about these opportunities, and I just, you know, I enjoy a lot of your product, so I just like to tell people about what I enjoy, and hope other people enjoy it as well.
We're so happy you're a fan, because yours was making it possible for people who are not familiar to get in contact with or get in touch with SH Figuarts, really explore the fun of you know, the world's best action figures right now.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, sir. This was fun. During the course of this interview, the video battery ran out because I wasn't sure we were going to be getting this into it, but we totally have.
I'm having a bad
audio.
hair day, so I'm glad that happened. Actually,
we've saved it. You're seeing probably all kinds of amazing pictures of Tamashii and Bluefin distributed product right now, if not photos of their booth or just me looking depressed next to my computer. I'm not sure what I'll put in here.
But I hope you did get a bunch of images of the booth. I hope you're able to show your fans.
Yes,
this is definitely our best booth we had at any U.S. show. So
I'll be grabbing
we're really excited about it.
Well, yeah.
And a lot of the inspiration we took for the layout of this booth has been from our Tamashii Features events that we had in July and August in Akihabara in Hong Kong. The whole Tiger and Bunny side right here was basically inspiration we took from the layout we had at those two shows. So it's great to bring the exact same sort of stuff and then add like Javits Convention Center Destruction that they didn't get to see in Asia and bring it here as well.
Well, bringing things like that that Kamen Rider Knight's final event display.
Yeah, that's a diorama that we had in only a month and a half ago. It was in Hong Kong in the features event.
It's very thrilling to be able to see these things in person. As
and the Hatsune Miku diorama is also brought over. Yeah, so. Yes, it's logistically it's really tough. We're tired, but we're committed to bringing exactly what the fans saw in Asia and showing them it here in New York.
It's bridging a gap that has existed for so long, and it's bridging it in a way. I know you guys have been around for quite a while, but it's just recently it feels like the more visible gap is really starting to get bricked in, and is far easier to cross.
That's my goal, is to do that, and it's so exciting to see fans that are living so far away on the other side of the globe look at it and have the same sort of feedback and have the product have the same sort of appeal to the fan base here as it does in Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and all of our markets out east.
Well, thanks very much. I'm so sorry I took up so much of your time.
No worries. No, my pleasure. My pleasure. I look forward to listening to it later.
Oh, absolutely. And thank you very much. I hope I can stay in contact with you somehow, and I'll keep reviewing what you guys put out because it's great stuff.
My pleasure. Let's keep in touch.
All right. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
And hope you all enjoyed that.